Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for Black Clover episodes 112 to 114. Holy shit. There is so much to unpack in these 3 episodes. So much. That we get to finally see the captain of the Coral Peacocks, her actual self. And she talks like she's like an overactive teenager. Though she's like 27, which means she's around the same age as Yami, give or take. And thankfully, thanks to her, they were able to get out of that world and beat up the elf possessing her. And obviously, they took down Gauche and Maria as well in the last episode. And so now everybody is back reunited, at least for that group for the moment. While this is going on, they realize they have to get into the Shadow Palace or else things might go badly. So they all, as soon as they get done eating, 2 more show up. And then Fullmetal and Leona show up and take care of them. So now, all of them are going to be heading inside the Shadow Palace. I think it was actually Fullmetal, Leona, Asta, dang it, I forgot her name. Noelle's, cousin. Shoot, I know who it is, but I'm drawing a blank here on the name. The one with the recovery magic. Noelle and, who else went in? I think it was just that small group, because everybody else stayed behind to defend the place. And they all end up getting separated. However, they end up facing off against, dang it, the other 2 that were brought back, essentially. The one that was killed, and, the one that was essentially already freed, but brought back as well. And, Asta and, dang it. What was her... I am blanking on her name. I know who I'm talking about. I know who I'm talking about, and I usually will know her name. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. For some strange reason. Her last name is Vermilion. And I can't remember, I really can't remember her name. I don't know why. Because she's one of the ones that has a crush on Asta. Anyway, they run into, dang it, what was his name, Rill? The captain of the Aqua Deer, who is possessed, and obviously we all know that this guy is so freaking strong, he gave a run for his money in a fight. And if that stupid crystal hadn't broken due to the energy, who knows who would have actually won that fight. So if this guy can give a run for his money, they are going to have an extremely hard time against him. Especially an elf-boosted, powered version of him. And, Noelle ends up fighting against, dang it. The one with the flame recovery magic, I can't remember her name. And actually one of her attacks, I think it was the water creation magic sea dragon's roar, I think that's what it was, took her the upper part of her body completely off. And I was like, oh shoot, dang girl, you went overboard. But no, apparently her recovery magic allows her to bring herself back, essentially, because that probably would have killed her if it hadn't, or if she hadn't done that. Anyway, Fullmetal and Leona end up going up against other people, and they end up beating their respective opponents. And while this is going on inside the Shadow Palace, and the others, and a bunch of the other Magic Knights that were still not possessed, they showed up to help. Ends up meeting up with Charmy, who tries to give him some food. Obviously, he recovers his magic. And his stone ends up drawing him into the Shadow Palace. And Charmy follows him onto his back, I think. And they both end up at the Shadow Palace, and Charmy ends up in the same area that Asta and Mimosa. That's what her name was. Oh my god, I cannot remember. Why am I so stuck on the names? Mimosa. Where they're at, and Charmy is obviously freaking out because she has no clue where she's at. And she offers Rill some food, and I'm like, please don't do that. Please don't tell me that's the same food from the head chef, because if it is, he's gonna get his magic back, and that's not a good thing. Obviously, he's not going to accept it because he hates humans, and thus he isn't going to eat food prepared by humans. And so he knocks it on the floor, and I was like, oh, that was a bad move there, because we all know that Charmy is not the one to waste food, and if somebody wastes food, you better run and hide. And at first we think that Charmy is incapacitated, but no, she gets right back up, and is in her... Doesn't she already have the small, cute little form and the normal size, normal form of hers? Why are they acting like that's not been seen before? Because, I mean, we've seen her in her normal form. Like, not her little chibi form. Her actual big form. They're acting like that's something never before seen before. And it turns out that she's descended from a human and a dwarf. So now we have dwarves in this storyline, which I had no clue about. And apparently, because of this, she has two elements. The cotton magic and whatever the heck her other magic is. She has two elements in her spellbook, and that's the spellbook changed what it looks like. And she proceeds to beat the ever-living crap out of Rill. I never would have thought that a showdown between Charmy and Rill will result in her kicking the crap out of him. Yeah. I never would have seen that coming. I would have seen that Yuno would have to face him, or one of the other stronger people would have to face him in order to take him down. Oh no. I was completely wrong on that one. Anyway, speaking of Yuno ends up in the main area, and ends up seeing Patri, the disloyal guy, and some other guy we have never seen before. And they're all trying to get that magic stone of his off his necklace. And apparently that's needed for something that they're planning on doing. And they managed to get a hold of it. But the guy that we'd never seen before had a hold of it. And, Rhina, I think that's what his name was, Rhina the Disloyal. He realizes that something is very wrong here, and he questions who this guy is, because that's not who he thought it was. He essentially says, I know when I'm being lied to, who the heck are you? And he gets a hole blasted in his chest. Or maybe not his chest, between the chest and the abdomen, essentially. And now he's down for the count. And, yeah, I think there's a demon in there. What am I saying? There is a demon in there. Demon, devil, whichever. Let me know if there's a difference. And, yeah, things just picked up big time. Can't wait to show you guys more, and I'll see y'all next time.